Here we go. And here we go.
Yes. Mukhang may internet na. Hello? 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 Audio test, audio test. Hello? Yes. There we go. Hopefully going through. Hopefully we are now live. Good evening. Today is December 30th, Thursday, 9:56 or 9:46. A day before the new year. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. We wish you all a Merry, Merry Christmas. We hope that you were able to have a wonderful celebration. For those who were affected by the storm, our heart goes out to you. And we hope that you were able to find safety. Your families were at least saved from an even bigger tragedy. Anything and everything can be replaced except human life. I believe that there is more to it than the house that we live in and the things that we have. Everything and anything can be replaced. My heart goes out to Gail. I hope wherever you and your husband and your children are, I hope you are safe. And don't worry. I believe that it won't take long before you can rebuild an even better uh, white banana experience. Um, no, I'm not belittling the experience. I'm not belittling the tragedy that a lot of people have gone through. I've seen the news. I've read some very sad articles and viewed some very sad um, experiences people have gone through this past Christmas, especially those who were affected by the storm, the recent storm. And most of them are showing hope. And it's what we're all about. We're all about hope. We want to find good things, even in tragedy. And I hope that if you are affected by it at some point, you will be able to rebuild what you have lost. And like the channel is always about, it's about finding a way to turn negatives into positives. And I believe that we have found learnings, a huge learning curve in the past storm again. And actually, not only that storm, but I believe the past year, 2021. Yes! 2021 has been full of um what would we call it? Again, this is just random thoughts, nothing in particular. I'm just here to thank you, each and every one of you, those who will watch this, those who will be able to see this. I just wanted to thank you for staying with us for the past how long? Since December 10, we were having technical issues and a lot of concerns, and then came the storm that made it even worse. Honestly wanted to dump on PLDT and blame them for anything and everything that came along. Ma'am Lilibeth, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I really wanted to just do that, just dump on PLDT, blame everything on them. Like, I hate PLDT, you have the worst services, etc., etc. But I don't see a good reason for it. I think partly I have my responsibility. Of course, they have their faults. Of course, there are things that they could do to make their services better, but I, as a consumer, in part, also have a responsibility. Of course, I have to find secondary lines of services, especially my means of living. I work home based online, so of course, I have to find redundancies. And I think this is also one of the biggest learnings that I have found in this past year, since we made a major decision to move outside of Metro Manila, a major city, a major metropolitan city. Then, of course, there are some caveats that are included there. Of course, there are certain things that will not be readily available, uh, even without the storm coming in. Of course, the services wouldn't be. It should, but we have to admit that it's not in par with what the city or like a major metropolitan city can offer. And that is one of the things that this new stage or this new type of work that we have or will have probably for the longest time, since a lot of people have tasted home-based life. So I think you have to first take responsibility for the work that you have. Just like any other company, treat it like not necessarily only a 9 to 5 job. It has to be something that you take um, as a business altogether. You're providing a service now. It's no longer just you going to work. It's no longer just you logging in, punching in like factory mode or something like that, or like a factory type of job. It's no longer that simple, since it's a home based environment, since it's going to be a home based service. You have to find redundancies like every other company does, or every other service provider would do, since you are working for a company, you are providing your service. You have to ensure the quality of your service, number one, the quality of your environment. So we need to have certain things in place out of our pocket, since we've already saved a few things, or um, a few a few pesos, or maybe some type of amount has been taken out of your cost going to work. Now you have to reapply that into something else, maybe a noise canceling or noise filtering program, so that your calls or the audio that you put out in part of your work is that's the type of work that you do, then you put it there, you invest it in it. And then you also have to consider investing on alternative means of service. And these are one of the few very prominent things that I think I can consider as a big learning. I knew that coming in. It's been what, 4 years now since I've worked home based, but still, like always say, it's a continuous learning process, a continuous learning um, progression. So I hope that we get to understand that. Um, Stop just whining and blaming everyone else for things that we can fix on our own. things that we can do on our own, and remedy it instead of just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then it puts us in a very disadvantageous position. So I hope you and your family had a wonderful holidays. And my personal wish for you and each and every one of you, my friends, my families, my immediate family, and my friends. My personal wish for you would be health, good health, as always. And I hope that you can find a fruitful and wondrous new year, this coming year. To each and every one of you, I hope you will not be visited by any more tragedy unnecessarily. Also, one of the things that we noticed, my wife and I have been having conversation, since we can't go online, since we can't do anything else. So it's also a positive. You see, it's a net positive. It brought us closer. Yes, we were irritable in a sense for for a few hours or maybe a few days. We gotten used to just having our own little thing that we are doing. Sir George, hi, good evening. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope you stay safe, sir. Everyone's grupo nyo, sir, Iron Cross, everyone from Iron Cross, I hope you stay safe and healthy this new year. So going back, we just having conversations again. We were having meaningful and thoughtful conversations that sometimes we forget to do since you're busy on your phone. She wouldn't bother me if I'm doing something here inside the office. She'd leave me alone. But since we didn't have anything to do, we talked again. So these are net positives. And she posted a question to me, and actually also the kids, that are do you think would still be able to survive without internet? Yes and no, of course. I think um it would also have a caveat. Hi, Sir Pinoy. Hi, Sir Pinoy Prepper. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. And I hope all the best for you and your new endeavor, sir. Bread flour. Hi, ma'am or sir. I'm so sorry. I can't recognize the name. But Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and your family. Sir Pinoy Prepper, you are doing great work. I hope you continue helping out with those who were impacted by the storm. Thank you very much for doing that, even if you're outside of this country. And I really hope all the best for you and um, all my best to you and your family. And I hope your channel goes higher and more. More power to you, sir. There. So, Jim, Merry Christmas to you and Doctora and the little guy. Thank you. Again, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I wanted to I wanted to reach out and express my thankfulness to everyone that has been part and is currently a part of our family, of our journey, of our experience. And I am very humbled with the people that have come into our lives and continuously reach out to us, even if we no longer get to see them, physically. They're still there. They reach out to us. They send their prayers when there was a storm through thick and thin. And I think 2021, as a recap, is a great, is a long learning curve for each and every one of us. And I think if you can, sit down and reflect on that for at least a few hours or maybe a day, step back a little. Try to step back and look at what has the year shown you. Was your successes? What were your opportunities for improvement? What were the things that that uh, that you can uh, take hold of? The things that you can use as as a means to improve yourself. What were the fallacies you saw? What were your conceptions or misnomers that you have held so dear for very long, and then saw it crumble in the um, test of 2021, as beautiful as it is, of course. Um, I can always say that if you're too steadfast on things, if you hold on like too much on ideas, concepts, if you hold on too much or build your life around certain things or certain ideas that maybe in the beginning it's good for you, maybe in the beginning it's helpful to you. What about in the long run, through the course of your time? Let's say your friendships. Of course, 2021, I think, has proven a lot of changes, especially you're no longer physically able to see people. Yes, there were some times that we were able to, because of the ever changing environment of lifting, imposing of these um, travel restrictions, bans, etc. But what did you see? Did the people change around you? Did it make your relationships better? Did it make it stronger? Did you pull each other to be better or stronger? And um, please make content on Stoicism. I think Marcus Aurelius' writings are still relevant. Yes, very much, sir. Very much. He is. He is. And so, like I said, what what were the changes? Did these people help you? Did Happy birthday, Sir Lucas. Good evening. Thank you very much for watching. Happy birthday. And Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you and your family. So, yeah. Um what were the major changes that you've gone through the past year? What it brought out into you, good and bad? Of course, we have to think of that. Let's I hope you can consider for this coming year a few things. One of them being critical about the good and the bad. Let's not immediately throw out the bad, because there's a lot of lessons learned there. Let's say the people that came and went in your life. Let's not throw them out completely. Let's not shut our doors to them completely. But of course, there are certain boundaries now that you have to impose. I think that's one of the biggest things that um, I saw in this year. A lot of people took advantage of others. A lot of people saw themselves rise meteorically and then fall so sadly, because of hubris, I guess, maybe. Or maybe it's just seeing yourself too seriously. You took yourself too seriously, maybe. I don't know. Um, you have to do that on your own. You have to reflect on it. So that's, I guess, what I can say for that. That's my 2 cents worth on it. Let's stay grounded. Let's stay humble, and let's never see ourselves more than what we are, but mere mortals going through this particular experience. The goods. James, good evening. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you very much for watching, sir. All the best to you and Mare and the beautiful children that you have. Take the pack to new heights. Congratulations on becoming president of the Wolf Pack. Good job. Good job. Do a better job. Of course, always keep us improving. Always keep the organization headed to the right direction. And that's also one thing. The organizations that we're part in, were they helpful to us? Were they able to give us support during our hard times, our times of need? Were they there? Were they there, or were they merely organizations of pure words or conversation? Right? I mean, I don't want to brag about our small community, but I think that's one of the things also that we have to reconsider. One of the most important things that 2021 taught me personally and my family is sustainability. Sustainability being part of a sustainable community, not merely of convenience, friendships of codependence, but communities built bedrock of sustainability, helping each other, not necessarily monetary. It's never that. It's more than that. People who are willing to reach out, people who are willing to lend a hand, and to listen when you're looking for when you're looking for someone to listen times. Hi, Ma'am Zach Riley. Good evening. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I think that's also one of the most important things we learned this year. Having the right people around, people who will listen to you, but also people who have that much care to tell you if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing, or at least give their honest and unbiased position about a decision that you're making. Um, there are caveats, of course, one of them being it's still up to you to make that decision. Very, very important. I think we've come to a point of what's this? The past few years has been, um, like I mentioned, friendships of convenience. You're just trying to appease other people. You're no longer critical in like telling them what they need to hear instead of just telling them what they want to hear. Hi, Jim. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and your family. Welcome to the live. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we have to be very, very critical of. Personally, not 100%, not all of the time, but maybe 80 or 90%, I always say things that people don't want to hear, but they need to hear. That's what I've always been about. A lot of people don't agree with me about it, but I hope, I sincerely hope that my friends do come to me because of that. And some of them have expressed that. They have told me that um, they have told me that they value that about me, that I tell them what they need to hear as opposed to what they want to hear. And hi, Sir Pau. Hi, Master, more power. Your interview is long overdue, sir. Hopefully, we'll to get it done. Zerky, good evening. Impromptu broadcast, Zerky, impromptu broadcast. This is day 19 of internet issues with PLD. I said in the early part of the broadcast, I don't want to blame it all on PLDT. It's partly my fault. I should have had redundancies in place. So, so there. Again, I think we have to be very, very critical of that. Um, the position that we have in other people's lives. Boogeyman, good evening. So that's one of, I think, the responsibilities, the core responsibilities that we have. We need to remember our place and our position in the lives of the people around us. We a friend for convenience where it's just simple. Yeah, it's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good, even if you are seeing things that are no longer good for them, that are detrimental to their development, their relationship, their lives, etc. Number two, how far are we willing to go for them, for these people, for their friends, for our friends and our family? For me personally, it has always been I'm the friend where I'll go all the way up to the finish line if necessary, as long as you cooperate, because this is a two-way street. They don't call it a relationship for nothing else if it's just one way. If it's just you on the receiving side, of course, it has to be on both sides. Day, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Um, think I think we have to be very critical of that. Sir Sadrino, good evening, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So I think we have to be very critical of these things. How far are we willing to go? If the person that we have a relationship with, friend, family, girlfriends, whatever, even yes, we have to know up to what point we're willing to go. I think there has to be a line that we can draw on the sand that this is as far as I go if you're no longer listening to me. This is as far as I go if you're unwilling to see what I see in you. Honestly, I don't believe in Fitz. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, bro. All the best, man. So these are these are the few things that I think are very hard to discuss that we need to sit down and talk about in our family or friendships. This is just me, all right? I'm not an expert again. I'm just a guy with red glasses who's got internet access and talking to a camera. I'm not saying you have to do this or this is something that you have to do so that you can improve. Bullshit. No. These are things that I have seen proven effective in my life. And if you can consider it, check it out. If you can, find a way to have your life improve of these, then beautiful. So, like I said, I think we have to know up until where we can go because we might be we have might been a crutch people use to justify the wrongs that they are doing. As long as this guy is with me, I'm good. As long as these people are with me or agreeing with me, then I'm good. If they are already fucking up their lives, one thing. Second, be very, very careful of what you tolerate, regardless in any aspect, work, life, or whichever. Be very careful with what you tolerate. It's very important that we remember that. And it's part of the caveat of number two, how far are we willing to go for people, for our friends, our family? How far are we willing to go? So there, we are not giving up on them. We are giving up on the concept of what they are doing. If they are no longer considering themselves worth it, as long as we have done our part, I think there's nothing wrong with letting them pursue what they're pursuing, regardless. If it's detrimental to their health, you can only go as far. And if they don't see the value in what you're doing or the information that you're giving them, the guidance, the love, I think you have to let them see their own ways through, right? These are one of the few things that I have learned this year. You can only go so far for people. Friend or family, that's only as far as you can go. You can, like I always say, you can show them the door, still them has to go through that door. There. Know your place also. Know your place. You may consider someone as a very close friend, akin to family, almost family. But then again, they don't consider you that. You're just another person in their life. So that's one thing. Know your place. Never overstep boundaries. Have to be very critical of that as well. These are one of the few things that I have seen, um, one of the few lessons that I've learned in this year. And it plays both ways again, not only to the other people on the other side, but also to yourself. It applies there. More importantly, know your limits, know how far you can go. Never overstay your welcome, of course. Never do that. And never take advantage of anything. Your friendships, never take advantage of that. I think you understand the concept of what I'm saying. Never take advantage of other people's kindness, their understanding, their sense of community to you. Never take advantage of that. Learn to impose the limits again, of course. Hi, Ma'am Jack. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Please send my warmest and um, greetings to Isko and your beautiful children. So, there, sabi nga ni Zerky, wag kang feeling. That's true. Very true. Very true. So we need to be very critical of these things. Also, find it in ourselves to improve, get as much learning to be sustainable as best as we can. I think 29 2020 and 2021 brought in a a rude awakening to each and every one of us. The impermanence of everything. I think it was a way for the world to tell us that we may have been too easy. We have gotten comfortable too much with everything that we have around us. So I think one of the biggest lessons learned from 2020 and 2021 is never get too comfortable. Always find a way to keep yourself relevant. Always find a way to keep yourself useful. Always try to find a way to improve on yourself. We've seen a lot of people who have lost their job. We have seen a lot of companies like go underground, and that I think we have to continuously find a way to be able to be on our toes, help us be sustainable, help us as a person, as a working man to be sustainable, find other means of making a living and providing for our families so that we won't suffer the consequences of getting too comfortable. Let us never live beyond our means. That's one of the things 2020 and 2021 has also shown me. Never live outside of your means. Because you never know what's coming. You really can never know what's uh, fourth, or is that the fifth? Um, One of the few things 2021 and 2020 has shown me is the irresponsibility of some personalities that we have here in this space, in this space of social media. We have to be very critical of the information that we pass forward to other people. We have to be very critical about the things we discuss, the things that we share to each and everyone in our immediate surroundings. Have to be very critical of that. Not everything we see here or hear or read or see online is true. Maybe there's a grain or a kernel of truth in it, but most of it is just self serving. I know I made a promise not to curse, but hey, it's the end of the year, so might as well. Most of it is just self serving bullshit, right? Be very critical of the people you follow, be very critical of the people you listen to. What is their message? What are they really trying to say? Sir Marlon, good evening. What are they really trying to instill, especially to our children? If you have kids who have access to tablets or the internet, be very critical of that. Be very careful of allowing them. Sir Lestat, good evening. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So that's one of the most important things I think as a parent we need to be very critical of. We have to guide them, not restrict, but guide them in the information that they come across with. The information, of course, is ever changing and ever flowing. And I think no one takes this seriously. Very few people I've seen take this role seriously. Being in this space, being in this situation where you're provided an opportunity to speak your mind, to share your knowledge, to share everything online. Very few people take critical thought and insight to the product they put out. We have become the that's one of a few things that I've noticed in the past 2 years. There's some I know it feels I doesn't feel right to say it, but I'll say it anyway. No one's taking responsibility. Very few people are taking responsibility for what they do. They feel it's just good times. They're sharing happiness. They're just creating videos, funny videos. They're just trying to make other people laugh, but at to what cost? Children are watching. Children are seeing that you're making fun or you're mocking certain concepts, ideas, people. You're mocking people, and it's becoming too prevalent. It's becoming too much of a norm. And I think, like I said, we can't control that, but we have to explain that to the children, you know? Um, the situation is getting too rampant. Um, Sexualization of children becoming too prevalent online. The sexy dances. Not that I'm being, too of a moral judge or whatever. No, no, no. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that you have to explain that to your children that this is not real life. That's not real life. What they see on the screen here, what you're looking at, this is not real life. Real life is real life is what they build. Real life is what they create for themselves, what they take responsibility for. Um, I can only hope that I'm able to do that for my own children, and I hope that I don't become too self-absorbed with um, uh, the work that I do. This takes time. This also takes a lot out of what I should be what I should be spending with them. But again, it's a responsibility that I took on myself, upon myself to do. So, like I said in the very beginning of this broadcast, I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you. And I will stay true to the course as best as I can. Sir Warren, good evening, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year to you and your beautiful family, sir. Thank you. And of course, let's all work hand in hand. Even a small community can help spread this type of message. You don't have to like do your own channel or whatever. I don't know. Maybe one of the things that you can do as well. Start your own channel, spread the same message, or embody it. I think that's the best way. Instead of just talking about it, instead of just, rehashing the same old message, live it, show it to your children. It's not easy, of course. It's not like it's never going to be easy. The right thing to do is never easy. I think Alan Watts said that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So educate yourself, of course. Educate your children. Spend more time with them. Give them the wisdom, give them the knowledge that you can give them. And if you can instill responsibility in them, if they can see that through you and your partner and your relationship with your wife or your relationship with your other family members, they will see that this is something that can be done, not mere words being spoken. If you embody the words that you live by, then I think it's a good way of letting them know, letting them see what's real life, what's real in life. It's not all about the money, it's not all about the likes, it's not all about the comments, the shares, or the huge channel. It's not about that. It's about making real connections with people. It's having the responsibility of providing for your family. It's not how big your tits are. It's not about how good your body is or um how nice your ass is. It's not about that, especially if you have female children. You have to educate them about that. Um Teach them that it's not that that makes them good. It's not their physical looks that will make them interesting to people. It's not about how good they are at games online. No, it's not that. It's how you can stay relevant in an ever changing environment, how you can keep yourself sustainable in all forms, in all ways. How can you be sustainable? How you can be sustainable at life, at work, how you can stay relevant. These are just the few thoughts that I have. Like I said, I'm not moralizing or I'm not judging. I'm just simply saying the harsh reality that I have noticed, that I have seen. There's no shortcuts. The hard work will always trump over anything and everything. If you are able to, if you're able to do that, I believe, I believe there will be a good path for them. And I hope that I hope that we're able to show them the way, at least, to be a better version of themselves always. Please always keep in mind to be there for your children, especially during this time. I know it's easy to say, give time, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but um, it needs work. We have to work with them. It needs work. We have to find time for them. We have to find time for them. We need to give them a quality connection. We need to have quality connection with our children. And I hope that 2022 brings you closer to your children, to your family also. I hope that you'll all be to share quality time with them. And also, please don't forget, um, let's be thankful with what we have, with what little we have. I know it's easy to forget how good how good we're living right now. Sometimes we take these things for granted too easily. Ah, I want this, I want that, I wish I had this, I want that, you know. Let's not take for granted the roof over our head, the clothes in our back, the food in our bellies, and in our table. I can only wish that everyone would have that this year, especially this new year. Like I said also at the early part of this broadcast, my heart and prayer goes out to those who were severely impacted by Odette, by the storm Odette. If there are people that you can reach out to help, please extend um, with any way that you can to help. And I am again hoping that those I know that were hit by the storm be able to reinvent themselves and, you know, create a better version of what they had lost during the storm. And let that also be a lesson to each and every one of us. I hope we learn from it that there are ways for us to know ahead of time to prepare. There are ways for us to keep our family safe during times of these types of tragedies. There are, of course, technologies that we can take advantage of right in the very pockets that we have, the phones. There are so many applications that you can use to tell you in advance if a storm is coming or what you can expect. So let's take advantage of them. Um, let's treat them as they are. Let's use them as tools, not merely, you know, um, not merely just for watching TikTok tits bounce and ass bouncing. I mean, come on, god damn it. There's a lot more to it than that, for crying out loud. So like I said, I don't want to sound preachy or a pompous piece of shit. I'm just saying there's so much that we can use our devices for. There's so much um that we have used them like sparingly. We don't treat them as proper tools. And I hope this next year we're able to at least plan in advance, especially during times of calamity, even before it hits. If we are already made aware to leave the area, please do. If you're unable to leave the area, at least prepare in advance. Let's create sustainable community. Shout out to Philip Adrian. I hope you and your family is safe in Cebu. I still can't find any useful information about their situation there, but I hope they are safe. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. And, so there, I hope you guys are able to look into it. creating your own sustainable communities. Um, Prepping is now in, and please don't do it because it's just in. Learn about it. Prepping is not just talking about like stuff, gear. It's not about acquiring gear. It's not about having the best bag or the sharpest knife. It's about learning. It's about making yourself sustainable, knowing your gear is useless without practice, without learning how to use them. So if there's one thing that you can do this year, please study basic first aid. Study if you can find out about food preparation, like being able to save food through lard or things like that. What are very useful means of filtering water, and that's one of the huge learnings I think other people have seen. When Odette hit, they're unable to get food. Money they saw was useless in these times. So please look into food preparation, filtering water, and creating your own sustainable communities. Please look into that. Um, Maybe I'll start a series of at least a few videos featuring some people I know. I hope Fitz, if you're still watching, I hope he's going to be available to talk about it. Also, Marvin, Gina, if you're there, if you can watch this, please yourself available. I'll do my best to invite a few additional people and at least spread this knowledge that they have, like stage of our friendship with them. Um, Also, let's let's go back to basics. Um, let's go back to basics. I think we have reassess where we are, reassess how far we are willing to go. The channel will remain the same, of course. It will still talk about psychology, experiences of people, but I'll make some adjustments. I'll apply a few things I learned. If I'm unable to do live, I'll just upload a video preparing at least ahead of time. Please let me know in the comments if you would like anything to change, if you're still good with just this talking head version, or if you'd like a few videos or images and then like slideshows or whatever. Rooms for improvement, right? So just let me know what will give you more help. What are the topics that you would like to touch on? Type of people that you would like us to invite, things like that. Sir Richard, happy New Year. Please stay safe and well and healthy this year for you and your family. So, again, this is just a video. I just took advantage of the internet that I got. It's been what 19 days now with spotty internet, etc. Uh, so I wish Zerks, I wish hindi na can't grow. This is the only hair that can grow in my head. so so there. Again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your greetings, for the messages that you send me. Thank you very much. It's really appreciated. Um, for the people that has been part of my life because of this channel. Thank you very much. Sir Warren, Sir Pinoy Prepper, thank you very much. Meeting you has been an honor and a privilege. Thank you very much. For um, for all my friends from work, from the past to the present. I'm still here. I'm still a friend. I never, even if let's say we have not spoken a very long time, even if I don't communicate much with you, even if we don't stay in touch, nothing has changed. I'm still a friend. If you would like to talk, please just let me know. I'm here. Never shy away from it. If you're going through something, we can talk. If I can help, I'm still here. Um, to the new people that maybe we can come across with, I hope that I'll be of any help to you in the future. Um, Again, thank you very much. Please stay safe. Happy New Year. God bless you and your family. If you don't believe in God, well, He's still there regardless. So I hope you and your family stay healthy. Each and every one of you stay blessed with a roof over your head, food on your table, and clothes on your back. May you never have to go through tragedy unnecessarily. And thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope you find more ways to improve yourself. As always, life is about making choices. Have a wonderful and safe rest of your evening. Have a beautiful new year. Looking forward to another year. And please don't forget, um, don't forget the impact that you have on the lives of other people. The gravity of your responsibility, not only to your children, but to the mere strangers that you come across with. You'll never know for sure, like how far that smile you give someone on the street, or a little word of encouragement to someone who's going through a tough time in their life. These would appear meaningless right now, but to them, it's a very huge thing. Um, Believing in someone, helping someone, or reaching out to someone you know. You'll never know the impact of that until they tell you. And of course, goes um, hand in hand as well to the gravity of the words that we let go of. Like I always, Varmisa Reverti, the spoken word never be recalled. So let us be very critical about the words that come out of our mouths, the things that we say in the heat of the moment, maybe in anger or in irritation, especially to children. Let's be very critical of that, please. Um, if we come from a long line of uh, pogi na guapo for life. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, sir. Thank you for watching. If we can, if we can share a laugh, if we can share a smile, or if we can share what little we have, I think that will be a far better thing to do than put someone down. So let's be thankful to with what we have. And again, in closing, may you and your family and yours have a wonderful and safe rest of the. And please don't forget and don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything that I can do for you. Please um, let me know. And always, life is about making choices. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful and safe rest of the year. Happy New Year. Stay safe.